allegations. In fact,
the show which are the whole Spain. I'm going to go for playing and Alaji Gambo Mayor fan. And I'm going to tweet you with
the coach of the South African national team, True, thought that FIFA will use head-to-head when two teams end the group stage the same number of points and had to be corrected by the media. The South African team actually thought that Ghana needed a 2-0 margin to qualify when Ghana needed any win to qualify per the FIFA regulations on the World Cup qualifiers. Ghana has beaten South Africa over and over again. The GFSA, it is not the last. Let's talk about the budget for 2022 and the Finance Minister Kenneth Ofori, after he has stated that works on the Accra Sports Stadium are almost complete. According to him, it's 98%. Speaking on the floor of Parliament, what the government's budget for 2022, he said several stadia, including the Cape Stadium, to aid the growth of sports in the country, were also near completion.
I will participate in the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham and continue preparatory activities towards organizing and hosting the 13 Africa Games in Accra in 2023. Government will procure sports logistics and equipment and begin the construction of a new multi-purpose sports hall, roadside facilities, and Olympic-sized swimming pool at Botema in Accra. To the Speaker, some stadia across the country were renovated in 2021 and at various stages of completion as follows. Accra Sports Stadium, 98%, Phase 1 of Abaya Stadium, 98%, FC Stadium, 90% complete, Cape Stadium, 60%. In 2022, government will continue the construction of the Abreu and the new Edibiasi Sports Stadium, as well as commence the rehabilitation of the Sunyani Coronation Park Stadium.
Just before we came on air, Joy Sports have picked intel that 54 members of the Ghana Football Association have presented a petition to the football governing body demanding that they call for an extraordinary congress because the previous congress held October 28 indicated there was going to be a new pyramid for Ghana football, which will have 18 clubs compete in Division 1 effective 2022-2023 football season. These 54 members who have signed the petition have got the likes of Kumasi Asante, Kim Faisal, as well as Wafa and many others signing the petition, which was presented to the Ghana Football Association earlier today. Yesterday on the AM show, we had reported that part of their agenda was to pass a vote of no confidence on some members. Of the Executive Council has been expunged, leaving only.
I like them projecting what if your ball or Ghana. That's what I'm behind. Maybe I was have to do that. I don't remember some of the projector or anything. Probably all like that.
What about that?
The popular just show. I mean, how do you see every day we are no. I need a Democrat and I don't know who has in there and such a lot.
And I'm saying you have example for say, I'm going to he said, Uber boy, you are up,
si brebia ampon de mozo so be si bi asika
No.
so be ye bo
That's it. We don't fucking.
Oh, you are. Obia Pawoding, Obia Kelpa, the Guru. Hepo Plus mixer. When our mama, the one wedding our Modia puts in and what beer at the boat beginning. Hepo Plus mixer, Emma Pomudima.
Hepo Plus mixture and woman you begin to bar. Hepo Plus mixture and your mother would you feel people. Appeal for another time.
MBA at the 88 country at 2. Hepo Plus mixer, Emma Pomudima.
It's the Mini Ghana Fair 2021. It's the biggest and exciting fair in Ghana. Come with the
Ghana at Park.
Ghanaian culture
Young woman organized Ghana at Park.
and many more.
Spain.
Joy Pride brings to you the
11.
5th edition of the Mini Ghana Fair from the Thursday,
Ghana,
2nd
symbol will be 6th March, one but next year, next.
This fair will be packed
The other
with
year,
activities and many other
She said
surprises.
to present project will maybe 2 months, so it's too short.
6304521 or
Yeah, I'm feel that an organizer as a choir, I know I approve
to observe all the COVID-19 protocols when visiting the fair. This event is brought to you by Joy Pride, your ultimate experience, and powered by 8103.9 FM, sponsored by Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank, Go for Soya Chance, Included Palm Soup Base, Ghanaian Original Taste, Savina Pondri Kente, Kente Papa Plafi, Ghana Investment Promotion Center GIPC, Grow in Ghana, and to Go with Ghana. Media partners, Joy FM, Atom FM, Asempa FM, Ishra FM, Love FM.
The 2021 National Science and Maths Quiz enters the knockout stage. 81 schools slug it out in the 1-8 stage for converted sports in the quarterfinals. It's the clash of the brightest brains from the 15th to the 18th of November. The 2021 National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with ABSA Ghana and supported by... The broadcast of the National Science and Maths Quiz on Joy News is supported by Cowbell, our milk, high in protein and vitamins.
And the man catch him there.
Tasted,
Okay.
love it.
Mommy, after the say it's the 40th wedding anniversary. One of our show on the dinner. I'm seeing the
We truly are your roof expert.
Can you answer normally? You know what you're on that, why visit?
More,
Sound and
and smart app.
You join me on Drop Meter.
And in world news, 3 dangerous terror convicts who had escaped from prison have been re-arrested in eastern Kenya while trying to flee to neighboring Somalia. They broke out of the Kamiti maximum security prison in the capital, Nairobi, on Sunday. They were re-arrested some 300 kilometers away from the capital. Elsewhere, the released COVID cases have hit another high with more than 65,000 cases recorded. Chancellor Nana has said a fourth wave of COVID is hitting the country with full force. Much of Europe is facing a spike in cases with new measures introduced in countries including Austria and Belgium. That's how we end Joy News today. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Rapita Simini. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
financial information and business news updates, Joy Business is your most authentic plug at any point in time. Never miss the marketplace, which comes your way every weekday at 1 p.m. with all the in-depth market analysis. At 5 p.m., Business Live will bring you all the sights and sounds that matters in business on the Joy News channel. Glean practical insights from the day-to-day experiences of entrepreneurs on the Joy Business Van every Wednesday at 5 p.m. on Joy News. The food chain also takes you on a thorough journey from the production to consumption of plants and livestock every Saturday at 6 p.m. with a repeat on Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. on Joy News. Brick and Mortar, which shows every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Joy Prime, is designed to equip you with all you need to know about the housing and construction industry. Choice Business Connect to keep you in tune with the times every Monday at 9 p.m. on Joy Prime. You can interact with us on Facebook at Joy Business and on LinkedIn at Joy Business GH. Joy Business, empowering, prospering together.
Good afternoon to you. This time on the marketplace is subject to some analysis. Government intends to address unemployment challenge with the New Start initiative.
This, Mr. Speaker, results in an unprecedented, historic 10 billion cedi commitment in the next 3 years to the private sector and the New Start program over the next 3 years.
And we shall engage the Chamber of Entrepreneurs on what this means for Ghana's entrepreneurs. Also, government insists that proposed revenue measures outlined in the next year's budget will help address mobilization challenges.
5 years ago, 2017-2016, total value of transactions on electronic platforms was about under 75 billion cedis. Today, last year, the area ended at 500 billion.
And the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association welcomes government policy prescriptions for agriculture and the poultry industry, but wants the reversal of the benchmark value policy to have affected poultry imports. We'll hear from the association on why this stands. We have all these stories and more coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
Now, Kanya, what will you do? And nothing I do motos, Ewo, Okaya Dada, what is the Kapuna and better for Fra? Ko I do motos or no Bayan share a Malka for Fro. I do motos in truck trolley taxi drivers with Pero Chroma, only a cowardice, foul driver's license, 2 passport tickets, and a 2 garages. Only you will see Elko I do motos. Make your 10% of Kana of Penamore. Why a coward? Yeah, come on, over piano, small. Everyone told me I want to talk. Insurance no come out free. That's the way you look right there. Or more back free. To make a head office. Our capital Weaver Road, Barrier Junction. There's no one at home. We pass the number with the flag. The picture we do to back the bear walk. No, I don't have. 0246 483 335. And 0575 047 302. And you motors, your lights are scarred. I'm kidding. Aye. That's how I'm about to do for tomorrow. Right? Right? Oh, Kahanja is that's not the fuck. Not the Bomuya. The one.
Budget is targeted at empowering Ghanaian entrepreneurs and the business community. But some startups and small business owners in Kumasi say they are worried the increasing budget will rather stifle the growth of the industry. We'll hear from the budding entrepreneur shortly, but President looking to Kano Pressure announced the new start to support young entrepreneurs to launch and operate their own businesses in Parliament.
We address the challenges that are existing and aspiring entrepreneurs face. These challenges include access to credit and finance, regulatory and tax burdens, lack of skills as well as mentorship. We will do this by intensifying our efforts to support the private sector to expand and create jobs. Mr. Speaker, this understanding of the youth employment challenge as well as extensive consultations with stakeholders, including youth associations and education institutions across the country, has led to the development of what we call the Youth Start Initiative. Youth Start Initiative. It proposes to use $1 billion each year. Proposes to use $1 billion each year to catalyze an ecosystem to create 1 million jobs and in partnership with the financial institutions and development partners raise another 2 billion Ghana cedis over the 3-year period. In addition, Mr. Speaker, our local banks have agreed to a package that will result in increasing their SME portfolio up to 5 billion Ghana cedis over the next 3 years. This, Mr. Speaker, results in an unprecedented, historic 10 billion cedi commitment in the next 3 years to the private sector and the Youth Start program over the next 3 years.
And we heard the Finance Minister of the Youth Start Initiative. Meanwhile, my colleague from the Ashanti region, Prince Apia, spent a moment with a young startup on the budget and brings us this report.
The 2022 budget statement and economic policy had a theme: building a sustainable entrepreneurial nation, fiscal consolidation, and job creation. This meant that it is supposed to create an economic environment conducive enough to enable businesses, especially startups and entrepreneurs, to thrive. In a jiffy, I'll be speaking to an entrepreneur to understand what this particular budget means to him and his business. This is Kofi Asamoah, a young businessman who has invested in the sachet water business in Kumasi when he moved back from his base in the United States of America. He was hopeful of a reduction in fuel prices because of the impact on his business.
We deal in production and transportation, so it does really affect our business because as a couple of weeks ago, we were buying about close to 2,000 for a week. Now we're doing almost 3,000. But in the products, we're still selling the same price. We're looking for some relief so it can use our additional cost or expenditure. Nothing came up and I really
No, among the few regulations of the budget was the introduction of the 1.75p levy on Momo and other electronic transactions, Mr. Samoa is worried this will affect his operations.
Now it looks like we have to resort to cash and checks because we are going to have to pay extra when we do electronic transactions. I do more transactions like 5,000 a day, close to 10,000 at some point. So I'm going to pay 1.75 or 11 on it. I'm going to save money, especially if I'm paying too much for fuel already, and there's already other taxes going on with it. So I think it defeats the idea of promoting electronic transactions by the vice president's digital whatever that he's trying to do. He's actually going to basically not do electronic transactions.
So 1 billion Ghana cedis every year for a period of 3 years meant to boost and capitalize the SME startup ecosystem. That's under the new initiative, the You Start initiative announced by the finance minister during the budget presentation. But already there are concerns about access to funds from initiatives like this.
It's huge as a policy to try to empower entrepreneurs. However, how to access the money, it's a problem. Because most of these things, when the government structures something, it's going to be politically motivated. If you are not part of the government or know somebody in the government, you'll not be able to access these facilities. Talking to the banks to increase portfolio for SMEs, yes, good policy, fantastic. However, if you give me 1 million cedis and you expect me to pay that money in a year, how am I going to pay you? If you give me 100,000 cedis for me to pay in a year, you're taking almost 11,700 a month. So I can complete the payment in a year. How am I going to pay it? So those are some of the things they should look at.
With a staff of more than 20 people, he is unable to increase their salaries due to the continuous rise in operational costs.
Employees are looking for increments in wages or salaries, and we are not able to do it because there is increment in fuel prices. We have not been able to increase prices of products because we're looking at it's a product that basically goes with the people who can afford luxury. So it's not something that you can really increase prices easily. It's just going to reduce the profit margin. And I'm ready to bear it because my employees they're not supposed to be responsible for that.
The 2022 budget has benchmark values abolished, road tolls scrapped, and withholding taxes reduced to 1.5%. Are these positive enough for business owners like Kofi Samoa?
It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Put a lot of taxes on fuel, and then you decide to reduce the tax on withholding tax. Individually, it's good that there has been a reduction, but generally, it's still the same.
Kofi is among the many Ghanaian businesses who had expected more in the 2022 budget. Prince Apia reporting.
Well, Sharif Ghali is Chief Executive of the Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs. He joins us with some reaction on the You Start initiative. Sharif, we're grateful that you could join us. For starters, Sharif, the name You Start sounds very cool, but are you sold on it yet? It speaks of training, funding, access to competitive credit, and enterprise promotion.
Yes, thank you very much, Charles. It's something that we have taken a look at as a chamber, and it reflects our inputs, our call for support for young entrepreneurs. So it really sits well, and we can see that for this time the government or the ministry are putting it right on supporting young entrepreneurs with the You Start initiative. So yes, it's something that we are in for, and we are glad that finally we have an initiative like this. Now we will be talking about the implementation and how exactly we are going to make sure this works.
Well, but the initiative proposes, about 1 billion cedis each and every year to catalyze an ecosystem to create 1 million jobs. They're getting to increase their SME portfolio of banks up to about 5 billion over the next 3 years and easing the tax burden. Is this far-reaching enough for entrepreneurs?
No, it is not exactly what we are looking for, young people to be able to access this funding, and the local administration and the kind of lifestyle of these educators, when you have the district level we want it to be. I'm sure what we should be talking about is how the implementation should be done, and that's what
let's also have this discussion on the e-learning because you already heard from
I tell you my good to go for and I think I'm on the sound of the 50 few if you are as well to the